champions already in their own rights for the B Cup. On the North Shore girls side, they were undefeated all season, 14-0 in league play, 3-0 in cup play before the knockout stages. They then went on to win the Selects A Cup in the Metro Women's Soccer League, and of course they've reached the provincial final. And to do that, you've got to win all the way. So, yet to taste anything other than victory this season, but hoping to change that will be the Division I champions from the Lower Island Women's Soccer League, the Lakehill Reds. And in addition to winning their league, they also won their cup competition as well, the Doug Day Cup, the Lower Island Women's Soccer Association. So, two teams that are used to success, but only one can be champions today. As you see Lakehill take the field in their traditional red and white striped kit with the black shorts and red socks. They'll be playing from right to left here in the first half. Meanwhile, North Shore wearing the navy blue strip with the striped socks, playing from left to right. So we're just about ready to get underway. In charge of the match today is referee Andrea Brizuela. Final checks complete. And we're underway through Lakehill Reds as they come forward off the kickoff. Perhaps something they had worked on the training ground, but whatever it was, didn't look to quite be on. So they'll start out of the back. Lots of goals between these teams. The leading goal scorer for North Shore girls is Carlin Oates. She had 16 this season, but she's definitely not the only player amongst these two teams with plenty of goals in her boots. So, hopefully we're not headed for a 0-0. Perhaps that's the curse of the commentator, though. North Shore get a chance now to move forward. And we have our first free kick of the game. Both teams just a little bit of a feeling out process here in the early going. Lots of touches. It's Maggie Hogue, but can't quite negotiate that one up the far touchline. And Lakehill take over. Emily Med to take the throw for Lakehill as they get several forward for this one. Just about dealt with at the back there. It's captain Dominique Falls for North Shore. 9 goals in her own right already this season, although a little bit more of a defensive player. Sitting deeper at least to start today. Tava Whitworth in the North Shore goal get her first touch. Pinballing around through midfield. Nobody can quite get a fork in it. Aubrey Sparvar looking to get the cross in, but harmlessly out for a goal kick. Look at Olivia DeGood. She's in goal today in the blue kit for Lakehill. She'll get us back underway here. neither team backing down here through the midfield. Very compact there. We'll see who can start maybe spraying it a little bit wider. See if we can't find some space. One for Sparvier to chase, but she's marshaled out of bounds. Kirsty Seddon gets the throw back in. Here's Falls. Those trademark yellow boots, easily identifiable as she bullies her way forward. Checks back on the cross. Just about tidied up by Lakehill as Megan Tambeline puts that one into touch. So, chance for Seddon again to get us back going. Sparvier. A long-range effort somewhere towards goal there by Carlin Oates. Talked about the goals that she brings to this North Shore team already, although that one would have been something right out of the spectacular had that one flown in from about 40 yards. Falls plays back to Seddon. Over the top. Can Sparvar get there? Well marshaled by DeGood. Here they come again. Possession changing feet though. Broom plays back to DeGood. Again, it's a little frantic here to start off. Both teams just feeling their way into this one. No one's really had their thumb on it just yet. Another throw on this near side as Broom clears away again. Falls. Perhaps an ill-advised decision there, but she's gotten away with it. Tambeline unable to bring it under her spell, and instead Lung starts forward for North Shore. Cut out again by Heather Christie. Good center back pairing there, and almost played through there for Kimber Gale, the Lakehill Reds' leading scorer, but not able to bring it under her spell this time. 9 goals on the season for Gale. That's another one hoisted back into the North Shore area, but Whitworth will get that in her hands and just slow things down for a minute. It was met by Livingston. Another threat to score from midfield for Lakehill. Livingston with 7 goals on the season. Keep an eye on her and Gale today. Rustad and turns it over. Sparvier strikes quickly, sends through Oates. Can she add to that impressive goal-scoring tally? Not on this occasion, but can certainly see the strategy from North Shore, trying to pounce quickly on those transition moments and get going forward. Probably our best chance of the game in the first 10 minutes there. But Carlin Oates will have to wait, at least for now, before adding to her goal-scoring tally. Falls really making a menace of herself in the midfield there for North Shore. She seems to be everywhere. Maybe it's just the yellow boots, though. Rustad. She'll go over the top. Tambeline not quite able to get that as we see another nearly moment on offense. Livingston can't get it past Falls, and Falls in turn can't get it past Broom. Battle as the captains come together. North Shore a chance to try it from the other side. Hogue turns well. Rustad seems to have her under control, and indeed she did force her to play it out of bounds. So as we approach the quarter-hour mark here, the Leeta Sokalski Women's B Cup between Lakehill Reds from the Lower Island Women's Soccer Association and North Shore Girls Soccer Impact from the Metro Women's Soccer League. We remind you to stay with us after this match, as coming up at 4:30 we have the Women's A Cup Final this season between Surrey United and Coquitlam Metro Ford, 2 clubs from the Metro Women's Soccer League, 2 recent champions in this event as well. And we'll be hoping it can provide the same type of electric drama we saw in the men's A final last night. Congratulations again to BB5 United CCB as they claimed the men's A championship for a 3rd year in a row. They've got a little ways to go before they reach the same level of dynasty that Surrey United has had on the women's side. Of course, Surrey United were the champions of the Women's A Cup from 2004 all the way to 2014. And they won it again in 2017 and 2018, and they're back in with a chance to win it again this season. So, impressive by BB5 on the men's side, certainly, to win 3 in a row, but little ways to go if they want to catch up to their Surrey neighbors, Surrey United, and their success on the women's side. As Oates brings North Shore forward, it's a lovely ball in towards Sparvier, but just again not quite falling as Erhardt wasn't able to negotiate the second phase there. Set. It's a good ball for Sparvier to chase. Will she keep this one in? Well, she's forced a turnover. It's pinballing around. Will it fall kindly to North Shore? No, it's safely into the hands of DeGood. North Shore coming on here a little bit, though. That ball really could have landed anywhere. Sullivan was sniffing around, but not on that occasion. Oates. First Barvier. Chrissy wanted to good to come get them. He was a little bit slower off her line than Chrissy would have hoped, but all's well that ends well from a Lakehill perspective. To good to go long. Again, it's Falls. She's just a magnet in that midfield. Russ. That'll be a turnover. North Shore happy to hand it right back, and what can Lakehill do this time? Into some space. And they've won it up the field. In the middle looking for Tambeline. Lungs there to clear. Only as far as Newman, though. Goalkeeper's calling for it. Signals maybe a little bit crossed there. Newman has it back. A little helter-skelter. And in the end, Gale's effort drifts over, but first real heart-and-mouth moment there for the North Shore defenders. Again, both these teams with plenty of offensive weapons. Little miscommunication there between Whitworth and her defenders, and nearly ended up in disaster for North Shore. Good pressure from Earhart there. It's Gale giving chase now. She's one-on-one with Seddon. And Seddon's going to concede the corner here. And we'll see our first set piece of the afternoon for Lakehill. Be Rustad to swing this one in. There's 4 red and white striped jerseys clustered at the back post. Now they make their runs. Good ball towards Gale. It's come all the way through, and a nearly moment there for Newman, but I think she maybe didn't see it as looked for all the world that Gale might get a touch to that, and when it came past her, perhaps Newman just on the back foot. And it is a pleasant afternoon here at Burnaby Lake. We do hope you'll perhaps come out and join us if you're in the area. Enjoy this fantastic afternoon of finals here, again with the B Cup now and the A Cup coming up at 4:30. It's asking a lot of Gale to make her make something out of that one. And Whitworth will get us started again. Broom will bring to good in. Looking long, but Earhart puts a wrench in those plans. And kept in, and it's good running there by Newman. Dangerous area there. And it will fall. Ferguson asking Livingston to do a bit of running. She gets it to Med. Well marshaled there by Mulders. Over the top, one other one for Sparvier to chase. She's proved a willing runner here in the early going, but she's not going to get to that one. Russ for Livingston.
Well done, Jenny, Olivia, Sarah.
This is Gale. Can't work her way past Houghton yet, but perhaps another chance as it's with Russ once more. Gale dropping a little deeper. Will free up some space. It's a lovely ball over the top. Med, can she negotiate her way through? Oh, and the referee is given a penalty kick. And there was a collision there, and not too many in red asking for the penalty. Certainly looked to be in the area, but perhaps a harsh decision. I'll have to see that again. It looked like just a coming together, but the referee was deeming it something a little bit more sinister. So our first real talking point of this match comes in the 20th minute. The penalty awarded there. Not sure if we got a chance to have another look at that, but
go Dave.
No surprise who picks up the ball there. Leading scorer Kimber Gale. She's going to step up and face down Whitworth. So to open the scoring here in the Women's B Cup, Kimber Gale, no mistake, and Lakehill into an early lead. It's a confident penalty. Seemed as though she knew exactly what she wanted to do with it. Whitworth took one step to her left, and at that point it was a fait accompli. So we'll see a change here for Lakehill after that goal. Ferguson heading off. And perhaps a little bit of a change of shape as well for Lakehill to accommodate this. Back underway here. So North Shore perhaps a little bit aggrieved to be behind here. They've probably just maybe been the better of the two. Here's a look at that penalty incident again. You see Mulder's right with her there, and judge to block her off there. Again, for me, there's not too much in that, but it's not my decision. It's the referees that matters, and Andrea Brizuela deemed that to be a penalty kick. Meanwhile, just to complete that change for you there, it was Ferguson going off, and Mallory Hackett is now on. She's slotted into a defensive role here, and Lakehill have reshaped a little bit. How will North Shore respond? Does seem to have taken a little bit of the wind out of their sails, but plenty of time left to go in this one as we reach the quarter mark. The Leeta Sokalski Women's Provincial B Cup. Lakehill Reds from the Lower Island Women's Soccer Association in a 1-0 lead through a 21st minute penalty kick. And Gale looking for maybe something a little bit more conventional this time. Instead, Earhart gets North Shore going forward, but they'll quickly be headed backwards. And a couple of changes now for North Shore. Looks like Seddon heading off as well as Sullivan, so a change on the right side here for North Shore. And again, looks like Mulders now will come to this right side as she moves over to occupy the space that Seddon was just in, with Amy Scowcroft coming in at left back. Meanwhile, on right wing, replacing Sullivan, it's a straight swap as Kiana Bowen steps onto the feet for her first action of this final. Scowcroft to Oates. Only as far as Hackett. Hackett again. This is Gale, the goal scorer. One over the top here, and it's Gale again. It was a composed finish. The right decision there to just lift that one over top of the onrushing Whitworth, but fortunately lifted it just too high, and we'll see a couple more changes here now for Lakehill with Christie and Med heading off. Doesn't look like as dramatic of a reshape this time, though. Oh, perhaps Livingston coming out of the midfield to play a little bit higher. Into the game are Sarah Northup and Maddie Gill. Of course, the Lower Island Women's Soccer Association were the A-Cup champions last year, as Gorge FC brought the title back to the island. And we already mentioned that this season they won't be defending that, as it's a pair of Metro Women's Soccer League teams coming up at 4:30 in the A-Cup. Surrey United against Coquitlam Metroford. But Lakehill with a chance to bring the B-Cup home to the island, and off to a burgeoning start here, up 1-0. Hints of handball there. And we'll stop that one in its tracks. In addition to the provincial finals, wrapping up the coastal winter season, this weekend also marks the start of League One BC, the Professional Development League, in its second season operating. And that summer season got underway yesterday with a pair of men's and women's matches. Up in Nanaimo, Harborside FC made their inaugural appearance in League One BC as they hosted Langley's Unity FC. In the women's match, Unity were victorious, winning 2-1, and on the men's side it was 1-1. The rebanded Varsity FC now playing under the Hope and Health brand of Musqueam Indian Band, now known as Notsama FC. They were 2-0 winners over TSS Rovers in the women's match, where the men followed and played out a 0-0 draw. Today's action already today, as we watch Bowen slip in, however she's deemed offside. In women's action today in League 1 BC, Whitecaps U19 Academy 2-0 winners over Victoria Highlanders in the women's match. The men's match to follow. And also this afternoon we'll keep you apprised of the action between Altitude FC and Rivers FC from Kamloops. And you can follow League 1 BC all season on BC Soccer's League 1 BC YouTube channel. We had our feature match yesterday between Harborside and Unity. And those feature matches will also be broadcast on traditional TV, on TELUS TV. And we hope you'll join us May 13th when Rivers FC host Natsama. In the meantime here, in the B Cup at Burnaby Lake, a couple more changes for North Shore. Erhard, Sparbier, and Mulders make way. And one of those changes, Jin Lu will get a first touch right away. She takes the throw in. Lung with the header. Bowen. Another one of the changes coming on for North Shore. Kaylin Gardner giving chase there, but not able to keep it in. Good header by Lou. Bowen now. It's Gale to contend with. Runs into her own player there, Gale. Well, it's a lovely through ball from Gardner for Oates to chase. DeGood's well out off her line. And that is fantastic defending there by Livingston to read that danger. Second phase now for Oates. Twisting and turning. But well defended by Hackett. And North Shore will have to settle for a corner. So perhaps, though, having been a little bit stunned by that 21st minute penalty, North Shore getting back to the offensive end of the pitch. Ball in from the corner. Dangerous ball to the back post where Gill's lurking. Falls rather is lurking. You can see why she's racked up the goals this season, Dominique Falls, but off target on that occasion. A change now for Lakehill as Tamboline makes way. She's replaced by Shanti Davis. And just to complete the changes a moment ago from North Shore, we mentioned that Gardner and Lou had come on. Also Samantha Lung. Samantha Lung now in the midfield as she replaced Erhard. So both Samantha and Rebecca Lung on the pitch for North Shore. This is Lou. Good through ball for Hogue to chase down. Rebecca Lung forward towards Hogue. It's a good through ball. Falls in now. She's lifted it over good. Is it going to get down? It is! No surprise at all there to see it's Dominic Falls who brings North Shore back level. She's been absolutely everywhere for the North Van-based team today, and that was a tidy bit of finishing to just lift it up and over the onrushing to good. So after Oates came close with a similar type of finish, Dominique Falls levels this match through 34 minutes. And again, as we mentioned earlier, both these teams full of goals, so be surprised to see it end that way. The only question is, will we make it the 10 minutes we have left before halftime? Level at 1. So no clean sheets today for DeGood and Whitworth, but still chances to be heroes, especially considering the changes this season to the competition format. If you were with us yesterday, we talked on a few occasions about the fact that after 90 minutes, as we watched that lovely Dominique Falls finish again there one more time, beautiful piece of finishing. If this match is tied after 90 minutes, we will go straight to penalty kicks. BC Soccer removing the 30-minute extra time portion, following the lead of Canada Soccer in their Canadian Championship. Everybody thought there was going to be a foul called there, but play on, says the referee. Gale can't bring Davis quite in there, but Gale's got it back. Lakehill come again, responding well to giving up the equalizer. And Newman marshaled up by Bowen. So just to finish that earlier thought, if it is tied after 90 minutes, we are straight to pens. And we saw that 3 times yesterday in the men's action. The over 45s final, where Columbus defeated Romania. The over 35A final, where Inter staged a thrilling comeback to ultimately defeat Port Moody on penalties, as Gale has another sight of goal. And of course in the men's A final, where BB5 United CCB retained their provincial crown, defeating Croatia SC on penalties. A long way still between us and penalties in this one, in the Sokalski Women's B Cup. But it's been a good one so far between Lakehill Reds and North Shore Girls Soccer Impact. Lakehill looking to get back to the summit here. They won this trophy in 2018. Heavy collision there between a pair of teammates. Leave Gill on the ground for a second. And North Shore Girls Impact won this trophy back in 2012, last time, so a little over a decade ago. The club, North Shore Girls, were victorious in 2016, but that was the North Shore Girls Soccer Club Hearts in 2016. Impact winning in 2012. So both these squads looking to refill the trophy cabinet, as it were. Lung and Gale, and I don't think that'll be the last time we see that battle today. Although Rebecca a little worse for wear. Rebecca Lung. No surprise, Samantha Lung there to check on Rebecca very quickly. Lung still doubled over a little bit as Lakehill get us back underway. Hopefully just winded though. She's been a stalwart defender through 38 minutes of this one. Gale. Ooh, and again, a bit of a tricky one there, but ultimately into the hands of Whitworth. Here goes Oates. She's got Gardner making a strong run forward, but that ball is well read by Hackett. Plays in Broom. Broom only as far as Oates. This time it'll be DeGood though. Long. Over the top by Davis. Lung. The referee happy to play the advantage as Gale has hold of it. A little improvisation there with the back heel, but it comes to nothing. North Shore happy to just maybe slow it down a little bit. Keep a little possession. Lou looking forward. Oh, it's a lovely ball for Gardner to chase. Again, it's Hackett, though. Oh, well defended. Mallory Hackett has been immense since coming on and shifting into that center back role, cutting out ball after ball. Gardner now with the cross. Bit of meat and drink there for DeGood. Liu. Samantha Lung. Looking for Oates there. Not going to happen this time. Houghton gives chase. Again, it's tough sledding through the middle of the park. Both teams have found much more success either going wide or over the top at times. Gardner, lovely flick. Here's Oates. He's got room to run. Broom coming over. Early cross. And a little bit too close to the good there. Oates not quite able to wrap her foot around it entirely. Lakehill now. It's Gale making the run. She's got the beating of the defenders, but a little too much on that ball. And so back to North Shore. Bit like a tennis match at the minute here. Both teams exchanging volleys. Great turn by Gardner. Her and Hackett in a fantastic battle. Hackett winning it again. Just a lovely defensive display by Hackett. Her and Gardner, though, hopefully we can see a few more of those battles as we get ready for the second half. This one over the top. Is Gardner onside? Flag staying down. No surprise who's right there to meet her. It's Hackett again, and it'll be a corner kick. Turning into a battle of mental wills between those two ladies. Corner in towards Houghton, but cleared long by Livingston, and Lung will reset for North Shore. This is Gardner and Hackett. At some point, Caitlin Gardner is going to feel that Hackett's literally her shadow. Seems everywhere she turns, she cannot escape her. How about this time? Oates. Ball through to Gardner, won't make it. But it will be a North Shore throw-in. Long by Lung. Broom and Hackett for a moment there, not really sure who was going to deal with it, but comes to Into the final minute here of what's been an entertaining first half in the BC Soccer Women's B Cup. Even at 1 between North Shore Girls Soccer Club Impact and Lakehill Reds. Davis. Marshaled by Lung. And just a little bit of stoppage time to add on here in the first half. Lakehill do want to make a change, though, for what time remains. Davis stepping out. Falls. Blocked off by Broom. Back into the match there's Megan Tamboline. Hogue. A bit of a loose touch there, and it'll fall for Russ. She finds Gill. Well, it's well read and cut out there by Scowcroft, but Bowen with one for Gardner to chase. Probably don't even need to tell you at this point that that was Mallory Hackett there on hand to mop that one up for Lakehill. Tamboline. Stednow Houghton. Hackett and Gardner again. This time Gardner's got the touch. Hackett chasing her down, and the flag goes up. So it was offside. It looked like Gardner did maybe take a step a little bit too soon. And one more further change here for Lakehill. I want to get that in before the break for perhaps one last attack forward. So Gill heads off. Tamboline. Liu heads back towards Whitcroft. Will she keep this in? She will. Tamboline. Goes through Lung and Scowcroft. So to be a final act here, it'll be a throw, not a corner. I think Tamboline was hoping for the corner kick, but there is going to be enough time to take this throw in. They did end up with the ball into the area, but only a goal kick. And that's the final act of an entertaining first half here in the 2023 BC Soccer Association Women's B Leeta Sokalski Cup, where Lakehill Reds of the Lower Island Women's Soccer Association took an early lead through a 21st minute Kimber Gale penalty. However, North Shore Girls Soccer Impact were applying in the 34th minute through captain Dominique Falls, and it is 1-1 at halftime. Do stay with us. We'll be back with some. And welcome back to Burnaby Lake Sports Complex West. And welcome back to the Women's BC Soccer 2023 B Cup Final between Lakehill Reds of the Lower Island Women's Soccer Association and North Shore Girls Soccer Impact. After an entertaining and lively first half, we are all square at one. And it'll be the North Shore goal scorer and captain Dominique Falls who gets us underway here. So 45 minutes left to decide a winner. And if we can't find one in that time, we'll settle this from 12 yards out. Of course, Lakehill have already had a little bit of practice from the penalty spot, as that's how they scored their goal in the first half through Kimber Gale. Back into it. We'll keep an eye on any changes made by the teams here, as a few faces back in, as it were. As you see Ashley Sullivan back on right wing there for North Shore. Liu giving Kaylin Gardner her first chance to renew acquaintances there with Mallory Hackett. And look forward to more between those two teams. Meanwhile, though, it's Gale, the goal scorer for Lakehill, and it's an early corner kick for the team from Vancouver Island. Rustad to take. Several players queuing up for a chance at it, including Hackett and Gale. It's in towards them. Pinballing around. Who did that come off last? It was indeed a Lakehill head. So, goal kick for Tava Whitworth. Hackett gives DeGood her first touch of the second half. This is Russ for Livingston. Good build play here for Lakehill. Russ now looking forward again towards Livingston. Good challenge, but there's Dominique Falls, and she'll go the other way towards Sullivan. Ashley Sullivan with Gardner making a run through the middle. And that's going to ask just a little bit too much of her. We'll see that there's been another change for Lakehill with Heather Christie back into the match, and it looks like she has replaced Sarah Northrup on the Lakehill side. Here's Gale. Looking for Livingston, but that's cleared away by Seddon, another one who has returned to the fray for North Shore. Seddon. Mulders has returned to the field for North Shore as well. Samantha Lung blocked off there by Rustad, so a free kick. Houghton for Gardner. See Med back on the park for Lakehill. Dominique Falls, one-on-one with Christie. She'll settle for a throw-in. Oates. Lakehill have done a decent job of keeping her relatively quiet today, the 16-goal scorer for North Shore, but she'll just need one chance surely, and we'll see if that falls to her. Nice touch by Falls. He's going to release Gardner. Hits it first time, and solid stop there for DeGood, well positioned. Newman for Med. Liu again. And Liu again. Hogue. Nope, we'll have a free kick instead. So it looks like a new center back pairing of Houghton and Mulders to start this second half for North Shore. Rebecca Lung not on the field just at the minute. Of course, she did take that knock earlier in the match. She came together with Gale, so hopefully just a bit of a breather for Lung. Nothing more sinister. I do think I can see her over on the North Shore bench, but rather far away from our broadcast position here at Burnaby Lake. Here is Gale working on Mulders. And it'll be a corner kick again. So, second opportunity here already in the early stages for Lakehill to get a ball into the box, and over to take it as usual is Rustad. Again, several forward for Lakehill for this. You do feel set pieces are a mainstay of their attack. Hackett well defended. Used to doing the defending this time, having to be defended. Meanwhile, here comes Gardner the other way. She's all on her own at the minute, waiting for support. There's Falls. Another one of these stramages that we became accustomed to in the early stages of the first half in the midfield. Chance now for Samantha Lung. Hogue's onside, barreling down the right wing. She's got Gardner making a run through the middle. Of course, Hackett's close on hand. Can she pick her out? Looks like she might. Oh, it's great goalkeeping by DeGood. The crowd likes that. The support for the island side a little bit more boisterous here in this second half. Falls. This time Hogue's offside. Sullivan's not though, but she won't be able to catch up to that one. Gardner. And her omnipresent Shadow Hackett. Liu keeps that one in over the head of Hogue, which he'll get another bite at it. Back to Liu. Cross hit Sullivan. One more time for Liu. To a dangerous area, but Rustad's on hand for Lakehill. She'll heave it away. More work for Liu to do. So as we mentioned, both these teams searching for the treble, both league and cup champions in their respective leagues. Looking to add the Provincial Cup as Gardner cut inside onto her left foot. Has a go, but it's well blocked. Gardner again with Hackett. No surprise. Only cleared as falls, but just couldn't quite get the first touch right in that occasion. It was a difficult ball blasted at her with such speed, but I'm sure she would have liked to have made a little bit more of it. Mulders again called for a free kick against, and that's not too dissimilar to the penalty kick call in the first half, where it did seem as though she had possession and position, but in the collision, she was deemed to be the one causing the problems. Not a penalty kick this time, though. This time just a free kick, but Rustad again with a chance to swing yet another ball into the area, and there's 6 or 7 red and white striped shirts interested in this one. Good ball from Rustad. Whitworth coming. She partially gets it cleared, only as far as Livingston. You can see Whitworth very upset. Feels that the contact there should have resulted in a free kick. And again, I think this is where the referee getting herself into just a little bit of trouble here, because obviously that was very similar to the contact with Mulders, for which she just gave a free kick. So can understand maybe a little bit of the Lakehill, or excuse me, rather the North Shore frustration here. All comes to nothing though, still 1-1. Falls. Gardner. That's well read by Lakehill, but not quite able to pick out the right pass moving forward. The physicality starting to ratchet up a little bit here in the second half. Lots of looks towards the referee now. And here's Gardner with a chance to chase one. Hackett closing her down. Gardner with the right foot. Just narrowly wide. I don't believe there was a touch there. But in fact, the referees have spotted one. So a corner kick now for Lakehill, and Oates will trot over to take this one. Ball comes invitingly into the area. It's Rustad. 2 North Shore players on her quickly, but he's able to get away at least far enough for a throw-in. It's all rather hurried and harried down here, and the Lakehill defenders are forced to concede yet another throw. Set in. Tamerline. More collisions as Livingston hits the deck. Russ. It's hard work hoeing a road down this right touchline at the minute. And we'll have a couple of changes here as Newman and Med step off. Looks like North Shore are going to make several changes as well. 4 changes indeed for North Shore, as Lou, Mulders, Lung, and Gardner are all headed off. Clearly neither of these teams planning on making it easy on the commentary group today. But we'll catch up with those names as soon as we can get them to you. Looks like Rebecca Lung's back on at center back. And Sparvier is back on up front. And a header towards the North Shore goal. Hackett giving chase. Looks like maybe with these latest changes, she may have been freed from her center back role. Here's Livingston, combining well with Tamerline. Livingston looking for Gale. It'll come to Gale. Not quite the contact she would have been hoping for. A little bobble there in the area. Ended up hitting it into the ground, and that took most of the pace off it, allowing Whitworth to collect rather comfortably in the end. But probably Lakehill's best moment of this second half, as we're just past the hour mark now. So it looks like for North Shore, with Sparvier coming back on, it'll move Oates back into the central role that Gardner had been occupying. Erhardt's back on for North Shore as well. Oates, 1 or 2 questions of offside, and again questions about Sullivan, but Oates is onside, flags down into the middle for Hogue. Cleared away by Livingston. It's only going to go as far as Seddon though. Erhardt loses it on the turn, and now the other way. A lovely touch by Tamerline. Recovering well are North Shore, but Rustad rushing forward with Gale. Gale's the wrong side of... And a big shove for a penalty there, as it did look like Hooton did put an arm into the back of Gale on that occasion, but nothing given this time. And now it's Sparvier the other way. Hackett forcing her to turn away from goal. The action picking up here as both teams can sense chance perhaps to find a winner. It looked for all the world as though the last touch came off Sparvier there, but no, it will be a corner kick. And perhaps a little bit of dissatisfaction there as Russ throws the ball towards Oates. Again, the North Shore players in their corner routine starting well away from goal, making their runs. Here's the delivery from Oates towards Hooton. Tamerline happy to just launch it forward. Here's Lung for Oates. And Oates was offside, however, so chance for everyone to catch their breath. So a big talking point there as Hooton put the challenge in on Gale as she was in clean on goal. And perhaps the soccer gods evening things out a little bit as it looked to Could be a bit of a harsh penalty decision on Mulders in the first half, but I don't think Houghton could have had any complaints there if the referee had pointed to the spot, and indeed it may have accompanied some more serious sanctions than Mulders received in the first half for her challenge. So all in all, while North Shore were upset with the penalty in the first half at the time, likely a trade they're willing to make. So we'll see the same change we saw in the first half, as Sullivan will be replaced by Bowen. Earhart. 2 falls. No surprise that no one's replaced her in this match. She's been dynamic for North Shore all afternoon. Oates. And now Rustad, and now Broom. Closed down by Oates, but gets the ball through to Tambeline. Wide now for Northrup. So Northrup back into the match. She was one of those earlier Lakehill subs, as I said. 6 new fresh faces between the two teams in that wine exchange, so do apologize for not keeping right up to date with the latest changes. No foul on that occasion. Chance for Houghton and Gale to renew acquaintances. Well, it's a lovely bit of skill by Dominique Falls to get herself out of a tight window there and set Oates on her way. Of course, another strong defensive maneuver there by Hackett. She's been fantastic today since coming on. She didn't start the match, but since she came on about 20 minutes in, she's been a dominant force at the back for Lakehill. And Gale makes sure that Falls doesn't have as easy a time getting out of that particular phone booth. Ball forward looking for Oates, gets cut out, and here comes Lakehill now. Livingston can't quite bring that one under her control. Seddon getting North Shore going quickly. Earhart looking for Falls, but that one's cut out. We'll invite Christie forward. Gale gets stripped of it. Houghton. And a chance for Earhart, but she's not going to win that race against Hackett. And a little bit too physical there. Bowen draws the free kick. As we enter the final quarter of the match. Houghton to swing this one forward. Towards Earhart, dealt with by Hackett. Houghton again. And this time it'll be DeGood, and she'll just watch that go out. Earhart. Gale. Wires crossed there for Christie and Northrup. Scowcroft now. Towards Falls. They'll get a do-over. Oates. Dealt with again by Hackett. It will be a throw, however.
Hey!
Nice flick by Bowen. No teammates gambling on her winning that header, though. Try it again. Falls wants it. She'll get it, but a similar area where the penalty in the first half was given. You can understand Falls asking for it. Again, the contact looked rather minute. And we'll have another change here for Lakehill. Christie headed off. Livingston, nice turn. Well read by Lung, though. Barbier asking Oates to chase. Hey, look, it's Hackett again. Right on the scene to marshal it out for a goal kick. And sorry, just to complete that change for you, Christie out, and we see the return of Maddie Gill to the Lakehill midfield. Said. Sparvier towards Earhart. Can she get a turn? She'll ask Scowcroft to come forward. Nice ball in for Bowen. 1v1 on the outside. A good ball towards Sparvier. Will she get there? What a defensive read by Mallory Hackett. That looked a certain goal. I don't think DeGood was going to get there. It looked like Sparvier's finish was headed for the far side netting. But in a flash, Mallory Hackett was there to block it off and turn it out for a goal kick. Excuse me, corner kick rather, and Oates to take. This time it's nice and easy for DeGood. Bit of catching practice there. And is that the moment we'll be talking about if Lakehill go on to win this match? Lung. This is Broom now for Lakehill. Rustad. Rustad over the top. Livingston to chase. Well covered off by Lung, and here comes North Shore. They've got some room to run. Sparver wants it. She's trying to stay on side. And perhaps that ball coming just a little bit too slowly from Hogue, as yes, both Sparviar and Oates were in an offside position by the time the ball was played through. So just couldn't quite bring it under her spell early enough to play that through ball, Hogue. And the attack comes to nothing. Sparvier. Dealt with by Russ. Livingston looking for Gale. Falls mopping up. Hogue. Not what you wanted to do with that one as Broom takes over. Room for Gale to turn. Tambeline shaken off it by Hooton, and she'll give Oates a chance to go against Hackett. Not going to win that battle. And the rain now beginning to fall here in Burnaby. Not dampening the spirits on the field, though, as we enter the final, or approach the final quarter of an hour.
Victor, can you hear me?
Rustad. And a reminder again, coming up after this match at 4:30 is the Women's A final between Surrey United and Coquitlam Metro Ford. So do join us with that. But before we get there, we need to find out who's going to win this one. There's a close play on the line there for Earhart. Perhaps the flag sparing her blushes is not the first touch she would have wanted. Certainly a close one, though, but the flag was raised. Earhart right back into the action. It's come the way of Livingston. Gale. Seems a long time ago, but her 22nd minute penalty opened the scoring. She'll have a go this time from much farther than 12 yards away, and I think if there had been a second net next to the original one, it still would have gone wide. Lung for Sparvier. Bowen. Scowcroft in for Oates. Can she get around Broom? She's got the pace, but look who's on the scene once again. And how do you like that? Mallory Hackett even wins a throw-in for Lakehill. She's hardly put a foot wrong since coming on. Falls into Earhart. And that ball around the corner, will it reach Sparvier? It will. She's going to have to curl out towards the corner flag, however. Russ marshals her away to Falls, clipping it towards the middle, but dealt with at least as far as Seddon. Lung keeps that in on the sideline. But it's turned over, and here comes Livingston with Gale. Livingston. Through ball from Rustad looking for Livingston, gets cut out. Ooh, and perhaps a loose ball there can be pounced on by Bowen. And Broom recovers, however. Gill gets it forward to Gale. Gill looking for a foul there, nothing given. North Shore will start from the back. Scowcroft to Falls, who's seemingly had to drop back into a more defensive role here in the second half. But meanwhile, it's Oates. Chased down by Hackett. Every time you think North Shore are getting away, Mallory Hackett pops up on the scene. The good goes long. Tambeline giving chase here against Scowcroft. She lifts it away. Rustad to Livingston. Looking for Tambeline. Was she onside? Flag stayed down, but she wasn't able to bring it under control, so back into the safe hands of Whitworth. She'll try the long ball. Falls not able to get the better of Ferguson on that occasion. Bowen, looked like Sparvier was onside. Flags down, here comes to Good. She's come a long way, and it was very well read by the keeper. Out quickly off her line to thwart the North Shore attack. And something similar at the other end, as Seddon has asked a lot of Whitworth there, especially with Livingston patrolling the area, but able to at least get it away for a throw-in. And here comes a further substitution for Lakehill, 10 minutes to go. What have they got planned here? Interestingly, it's Kimber Gale coming off. She's had a great game, and you'd bank on her to be perhaps the one to find a winner for Lakehill, or at the very least participate in the penalty shootout, having already scored a penalty this afternoon. But she is replaced, at least for now, with about 10 minutes to go. Shanti Davis back in to fill the rather large shoes of Gale. Chance for Oates to chase one, but Hackett just gives way to DeGood, but for a throw-in. North Shore will come again. Bowen. Falls. This is Seddon. She's got Sparvier. A lovely ball through the legs of Livingston that Sparvier can get onto, but Russ is having none of that. And one over the top there as Lung hits the deck again. She does seem to be in a little bit of distress. Sparvier has a chance to attack for North Shore, though. Towards Falls. Seddon closing Livingston down. Now Lakehill moving forward. We do feel without Gale, they are missing a little bit of that dynamic threat running in behind. See if that wrestles things towards North Shore, as Sparvier upset with her first touch on that occasion. Houghton. It's going to be a lot for Hogue, but she's a willing runner. And Broom clears away. A couple more changes for North Shore. Seddon will make way. As will Bowen. And you wonder if the coaches are starting to turn their minds towards penalties. Back into the match is Kaylin Gardner up front, so a very dynamic front attacking group here for North Shore, with Oates, Gardner, and Sparvier all in the mix. And meanwhile, we see the return of Alex Mulders as she replaces Seddon. So looks to be Gardner through the middle, Oates on the right, Sparvier on the left. See if Mallory Hackett's able to mark all three of them. Free kick for Houghton to put forward. What a time to score this would be. Can North Shore conjure something? Comes through towards Hackett. She'll save the corner. She'll save the throw. She'll get Lakehill going forward. Broom. Northrop. Houghton turns. Hogue can't do anything with that one. That header goes only as far as Tambeline. Lung over to Marshaller. He'll keep it in, but Lung does enough to get it back in North Shore feet. Broom forward towards Livingston. Well controlled. Makes Falls take a touch, and not too far away there was Tambeline. Falls. Sparvier, I believe, was onside, but she's definitely onside now after Russ plays it back. Gardner. And about the only time she's spent away from Hackett today has been when she's been on the bench. So, once again, Mallory Hackett on the scene. Good, only able to clear it as far as Sparvier, but perhaps in an effort to get away from Hackett, Gardner's gone too early and is offside. Couple of changes here for Lakehill. Sees Gill and Davis heading back off. And so it was just a brief breather there for Gale. Perhaps a chance for a few instructions. So Kimber Gale back in up top. And Heather Christie back on as well. Christie for Gale. Northrup. Rustad. Well out by Lung. As far as Rustad then, she'll put a long range effort in to make sure Whitworth is still focused on the match. Finds the safe arms of the North Shore goalkeeper. Hackett. This is Earhart. It's all the firepower on the field. You wouldn't bet against a late twist in this tail. This is Sparvier. She's got Gardner through the middle. Sparvier to Gardner. She's missed it. Unbelievable. What a delicious ball across the area by Sparvier. It eluded Hackett for once as well as DeGood. Just needed a touch from Gardner, but unable to apply it. And if it doesn't go North Shore's way today, you'd have to feel Caitlin Gardner will be seeing that one in her sleep. Still a few minutes left. Time for another Lakehill change as Northrup is replaced. Newman back into the fray. Hackett has to concede the throw with Gardner chasing her down. Gardner comes away at Tambeline. Gardner working on Broom, runs straight into Newman. Here come Lakehill. They hand it back. Rebecca Lung. Mulders wants it on the left. A lovely through ball, but not quite timed right. It was very, very close on the line. Have to see that one again. My initial gut was that it was offside just by a half step or so, but as the clock ticks towards 90 minutes. So, if it's going to happen, it's just about now or never. Otherwise, we are headed for penalty kicks to decide the 2023 Leeta Sokalski Women's B Cup. Whitworth wants it. Will she go long with this one? She will. Towards Gardner. But it comes back Lakehill's way. Lung. Well played by Sparvier. This is Gardner. Working on Hackett. Hackett tracking her all the way to Earhart. Dominic falls. They wanted a handball, but the referees played on. Scowcroft pushing it by Newman. Lifting it in towards the middle, but Hackett will bring that away. Looking for Tambeline. Another chance for Lakehill to get forward here. Powerful header by Hooton. And there's several offside for North Shore, but the ball doesn't get through. Rustad. For Houghton, this time they're onside. Hackett will head back to DeGood. Lung forward to win that ball. Earhart with some space. Oates has room to run. She's on. No, she is offside. Well, it doesn't appear as though there'll be any late changes here as we get one more look at that golden opportunity, and you just feel that if Gardner could have gone for it with her right foot instead of her left, it might have been an easier finish. Well, a slip there. Maybe that allows an opening here for Lakehill. Livingston powers through Lung. Gets around Mulders, but not much time left, and a little bit of a limp there out of Whitworth, and that's not good with penalty kicks looming. Sparvier. Nice turn by Rustad. Looking to thread it through. She had both Tambeline and Gale making runs, but Russ is happy to concede the throw. Sparvier wants to get go quickly. Asking Gardner to chase, but that's been a losing battle all afternoon against Hackett. Falls, the goal scorer for Gardner. Can she lift it over good? That was a much tougher finish than she was presented with a few moments earlier, but it was well taken by Gardner. Unfortunately, just not able to nestle it in under the bar. That surely would have been the winner, with just moments remaining now. And we reach full time here in the 2023 Leeta Sokalski Women's B Cup Provincial Final. And the final score, Lakehill Reds 1, North Shore Girls Soccer 1. A first half penalty kick by Kimber Gale for Lakehill Reds, canceled out later in the first half by a strike from North Shore's leading goal scorer, Dominique Falls. That was how the score stayed at halftime, and throughout the second half, a couple of great chances for North Shore fell to Caitlin Gardner, but in the end, after 90 minutes, it's Lakehill 1, North Shore 1. Do stay with us. Penalty kicks will decide this one in just a few moments. Lakehill Reds shooting first, but dragged wide of the net by Megan Tamboline. So perhaps a chance for Dominic Falls to give North Shore a very, very early advantage. Dominic Falls, the goal scorer during the match for North Shore, facing down Olivia DeGood. And it's a confident penalty just placed beyond the arms of DeGood. And 1-0 after the first round for North Shore. It'll be Rustad stepping up for Lakehill next. really needs to get on the board for the Island side. And just like Tamboline, missing wide to the right of Whitworth. Both penalties were well struck, just not well calibrated. So Alyssa Houghton can give North Shore pretty much one hand on the trophy if she can convert this one. And just like Falls, a confident penalty. Just about must-score territory already here. As Kristen Livingston steps up. 7 goals during the Lower Island Women's Soccer Association Division I campaign for Livingston, but really needs to convert from 12 yards here to have any chance for Lakehill. And off the post to the other side. Unbelievable. So just like that already, after only 3 shooters, Lauren Earhart has a chance to win the title for North Shore. Lauren Earhart against Olivia DeGood for the 2023 Leeta Sokalski B Cup. Earhart scores, and North Shore Girls Soccer Impact are the 2023 BC Soccer Leeta Sokalski B Cup champions. Congratulations to North Shore on a perfect season. 14-0 in league play, 3-0 in cup play, winning the Metro Women's Soccer League Selects A Cup, and now they win the 2023 BC Soccer Provincial Championship as well to cap off a perfect season. It was a hard-fought game, a great performance by both teams. Lakehill gave as good as they got. They had the early lead through the 22nd minute penalty by Kimber Gale. That was canceled out by North Shore captain Dominique Falls' strike on 34 minutes. 1-1 it stayed through 90 minutes, and North Shore Girls Soccer Impact win 3-0 on penalty kicks. Do stay with us for the Women's A Cup final coming up at 4:30. Until then, I'm Tom Johnson. Thanks for watching.